Hey y'all, let's get to cooking. This is what we're doing today. Hey y'all, here are the ingredients for our easy day soup. Now, I just found out today from a friend that some of y'all call it poor man's soup. So, here's my ingredients for that soup. The first step to making this soup is to brown your ground beef. I make another recipe very similar to this that my mother used to make that used stew beef. Now, stew beef is expensive, more expensive than ground beef. So that's why this is called, I guess, a poor man's soup. I just called it my easy day soup because it was easy for me to do ground beef, get it in there, and cook it up real quick for my family. So while my ground beef is browning, easy for me to say, I'm going to chop up my onions. You can kind of hear that off in the distance. I'm on my cutting board and I'm chopping up my onions. I'm adding a little oil to the pan because the organic beef that I'm using does not have a lot of fat content, and I do need something to brown these onions with. And I'm going to add my onions and garlic and go ahead and stir that in. The added fat is good to keep the onions from sticking and to add flavor. And remember, you can use olive oil or any kind of oil you prefer, because our bodies need the fat to use the certain vitamins like A, D, E, and K. Also, substituting Beyond Meat is always an option for my vegetarian and vegan friends. Thanks to Morgan Le Fay, who has shared that tip with me on a couple of other videos. I'm going to go ahead and add some salt and pepper to my meat because we like to have flavoring on each level of cooking. Okay, now it's time to add the garlic. We don't want the garlic to burn, so I add that a little later on. Now that the ground beef is browned, I can go ahead and switch out my pans. I'm going to use my Dutch oven now because it's going to make a lot of soup. And we're going to put that ground beef into the Dutch oven and begin to add the other ingredients. I want to take this time to welcome all of my new subscribers to the family here at Memaw's house. If you're watching and haven't subscribed, please feel free to do so. Hit that button and join the family. Thanks for watching and commenting. Now let's get this soup done. I'll start by adding my diced tomatoes, and then I'll come in with the beef broth. Now that was 2 cups of beef bone broth, just a little over 2 cups. You can add beef, chicken, or vegetable broth. You can also add water. If you don't want to have the extra sodium, just add water. But you'll need that for the macaroni that you'll put in. Now let's add our cup of mixed vegetables. I'm adding about 1.5 cups because we like mixed vegetables. You can add as much or as little as you like. Now I'm going to add another 2 cups of water because we're trying to cut back on our sodium here at Memaw's house. So I'm adding 2 cups of water because I'm getting ready to add my macaroni. And it will take some water to cook the macaroni. And I will add 1.5 cups of macaroni. Now let's get this stirred together. I'm going to add another level of seasoning because I just added that macaroni and that added water. So I'm going to add a little bit of garlic salt, and that way I can control the amount of salt that I'm putting in. We're going to stir it up, cover it, and let it simmer for about 15 minutes. Now the soup has simmered and the macaroni has absorbed a lot of the liquid. I'm going to go ahead and add my tomato sauce. And with that tomato sauce, I'm going to go ahead and get all of the tomato sauce out by putting some water in my can. And I'll add a can of water to the pot as well. Now to that, I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of sugar just to take the bite out of the tomato sauce. Now stir it one more time and we'll cover it and let all the seasonings meld together. And we'll be ready to serve. And you know I got to taste that broth. And it's good. Otherwise, we wouldn't be putting the top back on it. I've let this cook down and I did not add any more liquid, so it looks more like a stew and it tastes delicious. If you'd like more of a soup, you can add more broth or you can add more water. It's all up to you as to what you'd like to do. This is your soup or stew and it's your easy day. Now, I just served this with some canned crescent rolls, and the family loved it. It was delicious, and it was filling, and it was easy. So I hope you give it a try. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you give this recipe a try. Here are a couple other videos you can watch, and if you've already seen them and you have not subscribed, hit that link in the middle and go ahead and be a part of the family. Y'all be blessed. Bye.